is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
The Filipino American Cancer Care now brings you On the Air with FACC. Tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC. The Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat dito sa Amerika. I'm back after 2 weeks of vacation in the Philippines. Alam niyo, ang tagal kong nawala sa Pilipinas for 21 years. But then, I spent like 21 hours on the plane. Ang sarap pala ng pakiramdam. And I gained weight, I gained weight. But, good morning sa ating mga listeners dyan sa Pilipinas. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I hope our station manager, Johan, I hope you don't mind if I'm going to thank some of the people in the Philippines who helped me. And they were there, para mag-entertain sa atin, para mag-guide. I feel like I was a stranger in the Philippines. I can't even believe everywhere you go. Nako, ang daming restaurants, ang daming tao. Nasanay ako na sa loob ng bahay ko, 2 lang kami at saka yung aso. But anyway, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Josie Moralidad Zayman from the Filipino American Cancer Care. Kasama natin syempre, medyo late lang yung 2 kong mga partners, Emerich Richie Vicente and Jill Lasaka. Now, Before I introduce our special guest this evening, I would like to take this opportunity again to thank some of the people in Iloilo City, Philippines for being there for me. And of course, I had a great time with them. Gusto ko lang pasalamatan, Medyo mabilis lang to, Johan. I know we're running out of time. And of course, nasaan na yung listahan ko? I would like to say good morning sa mga taga Singapore, kay Maricar Fagutaw, to my aunt in the Philippines, Marivic Subigka, kay sandali ang hirap pala nito, pag ikaw lang ang mag-isa. Okay, kay Mr. Danilo Rapiz and Mary Ann, aka Inday Rapiz, Danimar and Diamond Rapiz, and Mr. Leroy and Nang Nilda Rapiz, to my aunt Helen, Heidi, Marivic, and my cousins, my twin cousins, Renz and Ryan, and Westmark, and all my cousins and relatives in the Philippines. Kahit hindi ko pa kayo kamag-anak. Maraming salamat. Now, I would like to welcome my partner. Ayan, miss kita. Miss na miss kita. May pasalubong ako sa'yo. May pasalubong din ako kay Johan. Padala mo sa akin yung address mo, Johan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on our radio show, On the Air with FACC, Filipino American Cancer Care, Emerich Richie Vicente. Hi, Emerich.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Friday, and I can't believe it's February. It's the 3rd day of February, right? And great to see you. We miss you too, Ate Josie.
Oh my gosh, ang bilis ng panahon, Emerich, ano?
Yeah, it was really nice that you had a great time in the Philippines. I saw all of the pictures and the videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I love the most on your trip, and like the part of it, you were able to take your time and visit our patients and beneficiaries and also the ones who passed away.
Yes, at
that
kind of beneficiary na binisita ko sa hospital. Hindi ko pa lang na-post yung mga pictures kasi binigyan
really nice.
Yung financial assistance. You know, Emerich, my experience in the Philippines again, it made me realize that life is very short, no?
Yeah.
To think about negative thoughts, negative people, but I also put myself in that situation na ang dami pala talagang taong nangangailangan ng tulong. I cannot save the world, okay? We cannot save the world.
We cannot.
But we can make a big difference or impact in the lives of others. At, Emerich, nung makita ko yung mga bata, oh my gosh, can you believe, ha?
That was really nice.
Not only that, nakita ko yung sitwasyon nila, mainit sa Pilipinas. Okay?
Right.
Wala silang aircon. Minsan, nagkakaroon pa ng brownout. Dito sa atin, tawag nating power interruption. Alam mo, yung nagmi-mix sila ng mga gamot para sa infusion, para sa chemotherapy, they have to improvise everything.
Oh my God. And at that moment.
Yes, Emerich, I really would like you to come with me next time para makita.
Absolutely.
And Isa, one of our board of directors, and Chef Bunuan and Kuya Oscar, they really enjoy their stay there. But I am encouraging everyone at itong bisita natin ngayong gabi na to, we are willing to see her, no? Pwede tayong magkaroon ng assignment doon at doon na rin tayo mag-gram para sa on the air with
Why
FACC.
not? Exactly. We could do that.
Okay naman yan kay Boss Johan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Pero hindi siya sumasagot.
merely our background.
Nasa background yan. Kasi yan siya, camera shy. But anyway, Rich, would you like to introduce our special guest this evening? Do you have the back?
Sure. I do. I have it. Our guest this week, she is Cortical Thymoma cancer survivor from Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines. LENIE Rose VERONILA. LENIE Rose was 24 years old, working as a nurse and pursuing a master's degree when her life drastically changed. And this was just recently, like 2018 is not so far away. A chest CT scan revealed that 9 centimeters. She went through a major thoracic surgery and was diagnosed with invasive cortical thymoma. The disease progressed. Lesions were found in her lungs and kidneys, and treatment, chemotherapy and radiotherapy was considered palliative. In March, there's a lot of information here that I think we can talk about it throughout the show. It's just amazing how this journey and the photo itself. Folks, if you haven't seen the photos on our Facebook page, on our poster, it seems like impossible for someone like her, survivor, to be called survivor this time. Please welcome. I want to welcome our dear guest again, LENIE Rose VERONILA. Welcome.
She's very young. Hi, LENIE.
Hi, LENIE.
Hi, everyone. Good morning from the Philippines.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize you're in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I'm in the Philippines.
Wow.
I'm in Cagayan de Oro, Northern Mindanao.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Gandang umaga po sa inyong lahat dyan. Oh my goodness.
Good morning. Yes.
Gaano ba kalayo yung Mindanao na yan sa, for example, Iloilo or Cebu?
Manila?
Or Manila, yeah.
Siguro mga an hour and a half na flight.
Yeah.
Pero
And
we're
then
in the northern part, ang Cagayan de Oro. Kaya tinatawag kaming gateway to Mindanao.
Emerich, yung tiyahin ni LENIE, isa sa mga models natin para sa ating upcoming fashion show sa New York City. And the aunt is doing it for LENIE bilang honor and tribute sa kanya.
That's awesome. That's really good.
How does it feel na yung tiyahin mo ay isa sa mga models namin for our upcoming fashion show in New York City?
I feel very grateful and honored. And isa talaga din siya sa tumulong sa amin, especially sa akin. And considering she's a nurse and I'm also a nurse, so nakakataba ng puso.
Wow, that's amazing. So have you visited the US yet?
No, wala.
No, not yet. Not yet. Wow. Hopefully.
Pangarap mo rin bang
hopefully in the future.
So you also dream of coming to the United States?
Yes po.
Mm.
I'm
You know
hoping nga po
where
baka pwede maging makabalik maging nurse. Baka pwede maging USRN.
Of
yeah, why not?
course.
There's always
Mm-hmm.
possible. We're short of nurses here.
Mm-hmm. And we need someone like you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At alam mo,
Thank you
Especially
kailangan
po.
din siya emerit siya sa FACC.
I know, especially her experience.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
imagine, like, what do you say here? Like, it's much impactful on someone's life here kapag ka pinagdanasan mo yun, di ba? And then
Yeah.
and then you see someone that's having that situation, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get to all like kind of exactly how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yes.
yeah.
Before nga, I thought it was ironic that I was a nurse and then I became a patient. Like, I had to replace my nursing scrubs with patient gowns.
Ugh.
Pero, I think it was also a blessing in disguise because then, I knew how to navigate life in the hospital. I was familiar. Um, I know what the doctor
Self-advocating.
was talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, but this time, after experiencing being a patient, I guess I'm equipped with both perspectives. Like, I know what a patient experiences, so I guess I'll be more empathetic. And yeah, I just hope that I will be able to return to nursing practice. Kasi as of now,
Oh.
hindi pa ako bumabalik eh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now,
Pangarap mo talagang maging nurse.
Yeah. Not when I was little, pero parang na-influence lang din ako ng tita ko, yung tita ko na who will walk sa FACC na show na go with nursing. So yun, and then nagustuhan ko naman siya when I was in college. I was very active sa school, like I was a student leader, and even sa work, like I was also part of our professional organization, like the Operating Room Nurses Association of the Philippines. Like, I was active in life. And then, biglang nagkasakit. So, like, pero, everything has a purpose. And even that suffering has a purpose. So, yun po.
And you are still very young. You're only 29 years old.
29, yes po.
Yeah. So
Wow.
tell us about your cancer diagnosis.
Oh, my cancer journey. So, my cancer story began when I was 24 years old. I was working in the operating room. I was also pursuing a master's degree, so I was young and
I saw that.
ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then my life took a giant detour. So I will never forget that it was a Friday, the 13th of April 2018. It was Friday the 13th when we incidentally found a tumor in the middle of my chest. So I was first diagnosed with invasive cortical thymoma. I underwent a major thoracic surgery, open chest surgery, 6 cycles of chemotherapy, and 24 sessions of radiation. So early on,
what is a thymoma? What is a cortical thymoma?
Yeah.
It is a tumor po na nag-originate sa thymus gland. So it's here in the middle sa chest, ng chest po. So yun. Even I don't have any idea what a thymoma was when I was diagnosed. Anong thymoma?
So is it inside? So in the middle of the chest? Is it inside your lungs, underneath the
Yeah, yes
or
po.
just right on the underneath?
No,
the skin?
inside. So when I when I had my open chest surgery, they had to like use a saw, mediastinal saw, to open my rib.
Chest.
Yeah. So yun. So I was first diagnosed with thymoma. So I underwent all the treatment for thymoma. But early on, we were told that treatment was palliative, that my prognosis was not good. So it was a really difficult time for our family. And we were really brought into deep, deep faith. So kaya nga nasabi ko na cancer was my spiritual turning point. And miraculously, in 2019, we found out that I was misdiagnosed. So I really had lymphoma. So a pathology review revealed I have primary mediastinal large B-cell lymphoma, a type of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. This time, I had better prognosis. So parang naisip namin na it was a miracle in misdiagnosis, that maybe it was an answered prayer. So I underwent chemotherapy again. Pero yun nga, maraming highs and lows ang journey. After 4 cycles of chemotherapy for lymphoma, I had severe pneumonia. So I was admitted in the intensive care unit and I was airlifted from Cagayan de Oro to Metro Manila. And I was almost intubated, but fortunately...
And that was during the peak of the COVID-19?
Hindi pa po. 2019 pa.
2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yun. And then, I was almost intubated, but fortunately, the non-invasive na mechanical ventilator worked, and I spent about a month in the hospital. So, that time din, grabe din yung yung hindi lang physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, exhausting yung experience, but at the same time, grabe yung financial toxicity. Like, grabe.
Sure.
I was very fortunate na a lot of people were helping us, including yung aunt ko, yung maglalakad sa FACC. And yun, yung mga colleagues ko, friends ko, we were doing fundraising. And then, yung family ko din, especially my parents, marami ng mga loans, mga kung saan makautang just to finance the medical needs. And
absolutely.
Yun. And then after nun, at the same time, we also, after recovering from pneumonia, we found out na my cancer was refractory or resistant. And the current chemotherapy was not working anymore. So pinalitan na naman. I had another chemotherapy, but after 2 cycles, so it was really difficult. Then by December of 2019, I received an immunotherapy. So yung immunotherapy was very costly, and looking back talagang, wow, na-move ang mountains. And talagang, paano yun kung isipin ko, we really couldn't afford that. Pero nagawa ng paraan. And then, so after immunotherapy in 2020, I was declared in remission. Tapos, dahil refractory yung case ko, I had to undergo a stem cell transplant to hopefully keep me in remission for many, many years. So, this time, yung transplant ko was around May. Ito yung time na pandemic. Nagsimula yung lockdown. So, like, while I was in the hospital, kasi buong month 1 month din ako sa hospital for the transplant. So, buong month ng May, it was also tough. So I was fighting for my life inside the hospital. Yung outside world naman, fighting for their life din, di ba? Kasi pandemic.
Right.
So, yun, after the transplant, successful naman yung transplant. Yung donor ko was my sister. It has been 3 years na since the transplant, pero monitoring stage pa rin hanggang ngayon. So every month, I have my blood works, or dahil nakabalik na ako ng Cagayan de Oro, nagte-teleconsult na lang kami ng oncologist ko. And then every 6 months, I go back to Manila for the PET CT scan. So, yun. So, it has been a long journey, long, difficult journey. And marami namang victories, small victories. And recently lang din, I graduated my master's degree kasi thesis na lang din yung kulang. Thank you, Lord. And yun, I'm looking forward lang na sana makabalik sa nursing practice. So, yeah.
Going back sa journey mo, no?
Ang haba ng journey.
What were the first red flags that something was wrong in your body?
Yeah, what was those symptoms that you noticed, and then you like, let me go to the doctor.
Kasi tayo, Emirates, di ba? Minsan, nararamdaman natin yung sakit ng ulo, sakit ng tiyan.
Yeah.
What about in your case?
Actually, wala. Kaya nga parang like, it was, I considered it grace na nakapunta ako ng doctor. Kasi, I remember, I had non-productive cough, like parang dry cough lang. And
Uh-huh.
then, no other symptoms, parang dry cough lang. And then, I was anxious kasi we were operating on patients na TB positive who had tuberculosis. Like, the previous week na nagpa-x-ray ako, parang, then alam ko na it's impossible na magkaka-TB ako like very early on and then dry cough and no other symptoms. So sabi ko, sige na nga, pa-x-ray na lang ako. And then doon nakita sa x-ray na there was a mass. So, nilapitan ko yung parang surgery resident namin and then I went to a cardiothoracic na surgeon and then yun, they ordered for a CT scan. And then doon na sa CT scan, nag-confirm na it is really a mass. And then since then, that was the last time na nakapag-work ako kasi I was working when I had my chest x-ray. So yun, doon lang, dry cough lang talaga. Pero
So,
usually,
sorry. So when you did the CT scan, it confirmed that there's a mass. And then you've undergone through the surgery, right? The biopsy came back that it's cancerous.
Yes, it came as thymoma.
That's where, okay.
So who was with you during those times, no? Sino yung nandyan para sa'yo? And how did you feel nang sinabi ng doctor that you have a
thymoma.
cancer?
I was with my family, so I'm very fortunate din na I have close family ties. So, both parents are still present. Tapos, tatlo kaming magkakapatid. I'm the eldest, so I have my two younger siblings. And they were also supportive. And actually, pinaka-first pa lang, when pinaka-unang doctor na nalapitan ko, was a surgeon. So sabi niya, we need to take the tumor out. And then, nung na-confirm na thymoma, hindi nagpumasok sa isip ko na it was malignant because I had no idea what a thymoma was. And I
were
was
you
told
alone at that time? Are you alone that time? Or you were with your family?
I was with my family.
Okay.
When I had the surgery. Pero, ako lang din kasi ang parang medical background. Ako yung nurse and then my younger sister was a journalist and tapos yung younger brother ko naman engineer. So ako lang yung parang may medical background. Pero at the same time, hindi ko din alam anong thymoma. But I got the impression na it was okay, that it was benign kasi the surgery was successful daw, ganyan.
Right.
And then, but after a couple of weeks, I experienced facial edema. Like, lumaki yung face ko, and then pati din yung arm ko. And then, when we did a scan again, nakita na may tumubo ulit. Or tapos nagkukos siya ng i-impede niya yung circulation. That's why I was experiencing edema. And then, doon saka na ako na-refer sa oncology. So, nung nalaman ko, what? It was cancer? I thought it was okay. So, parang, very life-changing and I was, like, in denial siguro. Like, at first, like, what? Like, hindi ko ma-accept. But,
so how would you describe that, how would you describe that moment when you were hit by a specific, yung ito na nga, yung diagnosis mo, when you were hit by this realization na hindi ito basta-bastang sakit?
I was scared. Like, I was scared and I was not only scared of the cancer itself but also of the treatment. Kasi 'di ba, like we see it in the movies, like the chemotherapy is hard, like. And then ako, yung exposure ko naman, yung clinical experience ko is sa OR. So, hindi ako masyadong exposed sa mga, like the patients, cancer patients. No, kasi sa amin sa OR, tulog ang mga pasyente. like we just deal with surgery. So, like, expect, and then, also, yung prognosis pa na binigay, like, it was poor prognosis, like, everything, like, I felt like I was stripped of everything, like, nawala na yung mga pangarap, di ba? Before the diagnosis, I was pursuing pa master's degree, I was working, so parang like, at the prime pa ng young career ko, and then naging ganun. So, like, parang nawala yung ambition, like, nawala ang everything. So, I felt really scared, and, pero yung una kong nilapitan was the Lord. So, yun yung talagang, kaya nga nasabi ko na it was a spiritual turning point, because before cancer, I didn't had an intimate relationship with my God. So, like, sa kanya talaga ako lumapit, kasi no one else can save me or heal me. And true enough, like, sa journey ko, looking back, like, I could really say na I am a walking miracle. And yun, so grabe na experience po yun. Like, from fear, like, having that fear nung first na sinabihan ako na it's cancer, to having that, along the journey, having that quiet confidence na, okay, I'll be all right. The Lord got me. Parang ganun po.
I was just gonna say, when you get that diagnosis, when you're airlifted from Cagayan de Oro to Manila, is that a normal procedure, you would think, for someone? No. So, I guess, do you feel lucky, or do you feel blessed that you're able to get that treatment?
Yes, very much. Like, I acknowledge na that experience was really a privilege. And kung iisipin lang din, we couldn't afford actually the air ambulance, pero we have family who helped us pay for the air ambulance. And looking back, kung hindi ako nadala to Metro Manila, I would not be here now. Kasi yung doctors ko here in Cagayan de Oro, when I had severe pneumonia, they did not know what to do. And actually, hindi nila ako na-diagnose ng severe pneumonia. Doon ako sa Metro Manila na-diagnose ng pneumonia. So, like, parang sinasabi nila na they did na everything, parang ganon. So, we really had no choice but to bring me to Manila. And then, so, yun, like, very privileged yun na experience. And it only also proof na meron talagang gap in the cancer care here in the Philippines and globally.
It is difficult. It's difficult. Ate Josie, is it okay for her to mention which hospital she was brought into?
Sure, why not? Ano ba to, St. Luke's?
In Cagayan de Oro, from what hospital in Cagayan de Oro, and then to Manila?
From Polymedic Medical Hospital to St. Luke's.
Okay, St. Luke's.
Manila.
Alam mo yung St. Luke's na yan, one of the best hospitals in New York, in the Philippines.
So since then, since I was airlifted to St. Luke's, doon na din ako treatment. From 2019 until now. I also had my transplant in St. Luke's. Pero yun nga, it was very costly. Ang mahal.
Of course. Alam mo naman, ang sakit na cancer is a high-end disease. Kung high-end na mga damit at mga purses, meron ding high-end disease, and that is cancer. Before we continue with our conversation sa kay LENIE, we would like to welcome one of our host, co-host dito sa ating radio show On the Air with FACC, Jill Lasaka. I know you're very busy.
Hi, Miss Josie. Belated happy birthday. And hello, Emmerich. It's nice to join you. It's Lenny, our special guest tonight. I'm actually from Cagayan de Oro, born and raised.
Oh.
Magkababayan kayong
Oh,
dalawa.
wow!
Magkababayan. I grew up in
Ganon
Makasandig.
daw, ganon.
Makasandig. I went to
Ay, kababayan!
Yes, oo. Actually, my mom, when she was diagnosed with cancer, she went to Polymedic Hospital. And then,
Same.
yeah, so I basically know a lot of the hospitals there. I actually work at Northern Mindanao Medical Center. I was their first OT, occupational therapist there.
Oh.
Mm.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you po.
Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, Jill, do you have any questions for our guests?
Yeah, so I just wanna ask, what lessons can you share, especially for early detection for people out there and families that are facing issues on cancer.
Mm-hmm. And also sa mga kabataan, when you're young, your 20s, 25,
Yes.
you're not really concerned about your health. Kasi, di ba?
Yes.
Karamihan sa mga kabataan, they're very healthy.
Okay. First po is that because I was misdiagnosed, I really found the hard way. I found out the hard way the importance of differential diagnosis. Like, I was first treated with thymoma, tapos lymphoma pala. So, siguro sa mga fellow healthcare workers ko, it's very important ang differential diagnosis. And then, second is that, we have to be our own advocate. Like, we are our strongest advocate. So, if something is wrong with our body, let's seek help. And especially sa mga young adults, kung alam, siguro parang may instinct na alam natin na may something wrong, pero a lot of healthcare professionals will like dismiss us nga, you're too young, you don't need need further evaluation, cancer, you're too young. So parang dinidismiss tayo. So I guess we have to follow our that gut instinct and demand for better further evaluation, ganyan. And yun, especially another third thing lastly is that siguro we campaign for more accessible and affordable na healthcare services, especially na actually so very timely. It's already February 4 here in the Philippines. So yun, during this World Cancer Day, ina-emphasize yung gap kasi sa cancer care. And I think na before kasi, because I didn't had cancer, or like I wasn't exposed to cancer, parang it was out of my radar. Pero ngayon na I experienced cancer, like I realized how big the population na naapektuhan ng cancer. So like, I guess we really have to campaign for cancer care and, like raise cancer awareness, and not only doon sa mga cancer families na naapektuhan ng cancer, but most especially those outside siguro ng spheres of influence natin. And yun yung mga lessons na na-learn ko.
Okay, Emma Rich?
No, I was just gonna ask you, Lenny, how are your family members now that you were announced that you were in remission? How are they feeling, and how are you feeling?
My family is very happy that I'm in remission, and actually I think my cancer diagnosis brought us closer, and it also deepen our faith, not only individually but as a family. So ngayon naman, my siblings are back at work, like my brother is still working the government. So I'm very grateful to them, and yun. And then I was just want to add nga, yun nga, I'm most especially grateful to my sister kasi siya yung stem cell donor ko. So like, she literally saved my life as well. So like, yun, I'm very grateful
Very
to my
nice.
family, and they're very grateful na I am still here.
Yeah. So what is the most challenging part of your cancer treatments?
For me,
Or what is
siguro,
the most challenging part of your cancer treatments?
the most challenging is definitely financing the cancer treatment. I was fortunate though na yung during my treatment, I was more focused on the treatment itself. Like my family, sila yung sumalo ng burden, and they told me na I don't have to worry about the finances. Like kailangan ko lang mag-focus sa treatment. And there were times na I feel very burdened na nabigyan ko sila ng ganitong kind of burden, but you know, like I had to focus. But still, that was definitely the most challenging, and I was fortunate na ganun yung sa akin. Unlike sa mga iba kong fellow cancer patients, sila na nga yung they have to undergo chemotherapy, pero sila pa yung naglalakad for their assistances, for different, para mag-ask ng government assistances, mga ganun, mga different mga fundraising, sila pa yung naglalakad. So, I'm very grateful sa family ko, but I acknowledge talaga na hindi lang sa akin, pero I believe most cancer patients, especially here in the Philippines, yun talaga yung pinaka-challenging, yung financing the treatment.
Yeah, Miss Lenny, I can really empathize with you. You know, the situation in the Philippines is very hard, because when my mom went into hospice, it was very difficult not only to find the right doctors that was gonna advise us and assist us, but you know, the finances and the resources that needed to take care of her. So we were just very fortunate that I had the means and my sisters were able to help. But my cousin also was just diagnosed recently, and it was very fortunate that we had people that was working for the Department of Social Welfare. There are actually government programs that people can access, but you have to qualify as an indigent. That's why I'm very proud of the Filipino American Cancer Care, because I think we're one of the best organizations that really advocates to raise money for, you know, cancer patients. So I commend this organization for really doing its share in helping whatever way we can for cancer patients.
And, you know, speaking about, again, her cancer journey, she founded this organization. Ito yung Kaya. What does Kaya means?
So, Kaya means cancer sa adolescents and young adults. I was a co-founder. Tatlo kami actually. Another Aya cancer survivor and an oncology fellow, isang doctor. So, it was founded in 2021. So magto 2 years na. It's a space for adolescents and young adults na cancer patients, survivors, or caregivers. So Aya is aged 15 to 39 years old. Kasi we found that there is unique challenges para sa age group na ito. Kasi di ba, ito yung age group sana na they're starting in their career or starting their family or at the height of their career or like finishing school. May mga unique challenges in terms of education, career, fertility, relationships na parang like kami lang isa't isa yung makakaintindi. So we had this community. Its mission is really to connect and empower. So yung activities namin, so far, nagsimula lang kami, at actually until now, online. Nagsimula kami online. And then, eventually, may mga nagmi-meet up lang na members. So, as of now, sa Facebook group namin, meron kami around 200 members. What ang active is around 30 ang members ang active. And we're from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
Wow.
And ang activities namin so far is we have monthly virtual meetup or monthly virtual kumustahan, and then we also post mga cancer awareness, and then we also help broadcast yung mga fundraisers ng mga kasamahan namin. Pero yun lang, ang amin lang is that wala kaming hindi kami foundation, so hindi kami maka-help like monetarily sa mga kasamahan namin. We're just able to like share kung ano yung mga fundraisers nila, and then yun, ang amin lang talaga is yung mission naman talaga namin is to empower and connect na like you are not alone in this journey. And so yun, we are magto 2 years na ngayong April.
That's really good. It's like a support group for young adults.
And that's
so
what we
much
need in the Philippines.
And it's
so yung mga like yung mga we share information among ourselves, like yung mga assistances na makukuha sa DSWD. So we will tell each other na okay, ganito yung procedure. Oy, meron na daw budget sa Office of the President, mga ganyan. Oy, may budget na daw ang PCSO, mga ganyan yung mga ginagawa namin.
That's great. And you can even, spread the word about Filipino American Cancer Care, that we give financial assistance dito. And not only that, we also advocate about cancer.
Yeah. Actually, yung isa pong beneficiary ninyo, si Lala, was a member of Kaya.
Oh, Lala,
naka-join si Lala, I think, twice ng namin, ng virtual kumustahan. And I think, through Lala din, naka-join sa amin si Sir Ed.
Yeah.
So you were able to communicate with Lala before she passed away?
Yes po. Yes po. Online, like yung virtual kumustahan namin. And then, and also si Sir Ed, naka-join din siya sa amin, I think, twice din yung namin. And then, actually, yun nga, na-introduce niya din na he's from FACC. And then, nung na-invite ako ni Miss Josie through my aunt na doon sa fashion show, sabi ko, bakit ang familiar ng FACC? Yun pala, dahil kay Sir Ed and kay Lala.
Wow.
Yeah. So, when you were talking to Lala before she passed away, ito si Alana Veronilala Peñafiel, Emerich, na pinisita ko yung grave doon sa Pilipinas. Ano yung mga pinag-usapan ninyong dalawa?
Si Lala hindi ko, last namin na napag-usapan was about mouth sores. Like, I think she was in the hospital, tapos nag-chat siya sa akin na she was experiencing mouth sores. So she was sending me photos ng itsura na ng mouth sores niya, and then I was telling her na, tanungin mo yung nurse about magic mouthwash. So like, the little things na mga ganon na, I guess, yun yung parang gusto namin ma-provide sa community namin. Like, although hindi kami makabigay ng financial needs, like the kind of social support na kailangan nyo, nandito kami. So, yun po, yun yung na, hindi ko makalimutan na last namin na usap ni Lala was about mouth sores.
Miss Lenie, we cannot never underestimate the power of the community, in terms of providing, support, connection, and empowering everyone else. And it's so commendable that you have started this nonprofit organization, to focus on providing addressing the unique needs of cancer patients, adolescent and young adults. In fact, I would like to connect my cousin, because he's only 55 years old and he just had surgery from colon cancer. So I'm advising him kasi I've worked with oncology patients. So I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job in sharing and providing the support system that's very vital for people with cancer.
Thank you po. And yes, kasi I think doon sa community, like sa cancer community, or like being with people who had the same diagnosis with you, like you get to share not only like you get to share the bad
The
stuff
good and bad.
na
Yeah,
nangyayari.
the good and bad.
Yeah, and then like wala yung like yung mga toxic positivity,
Yeah.
yung mga like you
Right.
get to pero may mga dark humor din na kayo lang din ang nakaka-share na sometimes
Yes.
kung siguro from outside, like from other people, like you find it offensive, pero kung kayo dalawa nag-share, pinagtatawanan nyo na lang yung mga side effects ng treatment, mga ganun. So like, meron din talaga siyang parang coping, nakakatulong din sa coping.
Yeah, coping mechanism. Now, my last question, no? Kasi we have only 5 minutes left. Now that you are a survivor, how are you living your life differently and why?
I'm living my life with a purpose. Now that I'm survivor, like cancer really transformed my perspective, my priorities, and my pursuits. So ngayon, I am hoping to return to nursing practice, pero I realized na I have to slow down, I have to assess kung kaya, and I have to prioritize my health. And yun din, pati din yung mga pursuit ko before, I was very ambitious. I have these worldly ambitions, pero ngayon, like, I realize, or like, I really give more importance in relationships, spending time with family, and friendships, ganun po. So, really, cancer is difficult, and cancer is a turning point sa life ko. But, yun nga, one author pala, I want to share, one author wrote that cancer is a disease where attitude is everything. So, ngayon, I choose to have an attitude really of gratitude and an attitude of trust. And yeah, so that's it po.
Wow, that's the best answer. An
Very
attitude
nice.
of gratitude. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, Emmerich, do you have any other follow-up questions?
No,
or
I do not
Jill?
have any follow-up questions. I just want to thank you, Lenny, for sharing your experience with us, your journey. To our listeners, I am very sure that someone is listening out there, and you're able to offer a little bit of nuggets for them to take on, and you probably given them a little bit of hope and a lift of their journey.
Right.
And thank you for starting that organization, Kaya, for adolescents as well. So I wish you all the best.
Yes, and congratulations, and we wish you all the best of luck. Jill?
Yes, thank you, Miss Lenny. I know your story is very powerful and inspirational. And, I remember one quote from an author that said that sometimes it's not what happens to us that matters. It's what we do with what happens to us. And you have used your difficult circumstance to be a story of hope, of courage. And I hope your story will change lives. And hopefully, I get to meet you. I'm
Yes.
coming to Cagayan sa March, hopefully we can meet up and
Sige po.
maybe we can come up with, I'll connect you with some psychiatrists for mental health for young adults who have experienced cancer. So, but thank you so much again for allowing me to share my ideas. And thank you for this program.
Thank you so much, Jill and Emmerich, dito po sa ating radio show on the air with FACC. At syempre, sa ating special guest this evening na si Lenny Rose. Thank you din kay Miss Femery Bedona, no? One of our models para sa FACC Walk for a Cause in New York City, scheduled on Friday, February 17, 2023. Emmerich is going to be one of the models. Ako, audience lang.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's going to
Thank
be
you.
fun, and I hope to see you, Jill, sa New York City.
Yeah, one day I'll try to come down there and join you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
At saka sa mga future events ng Filipino-American Cancer.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yun
Okay.
na nga, Lenny, sana magkita kayo ni Jill sa may Cagayan.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
ladies and
you.
gentlemen, for being with us on our radio show on the air with
FACC.
Filipino-American Cancer Care. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat and happy Friday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Lani.
The Filipino American Cancer Care has just brought you on the air with FACC, tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV.